to Katrina's Creations. This is episode 224. So let's get started with what am I wearing? And this is the Flax Light. I'll insert a picture so you can see it better. But this is the Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. It is a free pattern. It is a top-down raglan sleeve, so you can see kind of the diagonals running right along here. And I did do the sleeves a little bit different. They're supposed to have just a garter stitch going down. I did the entire sleeve in garter. Anyway, it's comfortable. I wear it a lot. And it feels really good today because even though it's fairly warm out, it's windy and a little chilly. So when I made this, I knitted it out of 2 yarns and striped them. One of them is Hobium, the solid gold, which is what the collar is done in, is a Hobium yarn. And then the other, which I'll hold up so you can see it. You can see it has like teal colors mixed into it. It was called Amber Plus, and I don't remember who made it. I got this yarn from the Sheep and Wool Festival a couple years ago. And I have had this sweater for, I wore it last year, so at least 1.5 years maybe. So, because it is superwash, I can just throw it right in the wash and don't have to worry about it. No special treatment. So that's what I am wearing, but let's take a look at, I have a finished object. So yes, let me show it to you. I finished my plaid afghan. I'm going to insert a picture of the whole thing because I just can't hold it up big enough on the screen. But you get the general idea. This is what it looked like. And I ended up with it being 6 blocks across, because if you remember, I was stuck waiting for more yarn, so I made a baby blanket in between. This is a free pattern. It is the Lumberjack Flannelgan by Moogly. And it, like I said, it is a free pattern, and it is created by holding 2 strands of worsted weight together. So you are crocheting on a fairly good sized hook. I did take the hook size down a little bit because I wanted it to be a little denser. Otherwise my squares would have been bigger, my afghan would have been bigger. But I don't like lots of holes. I like it to be more solid. So yes, mine is a little bit smaller than what it called for, but you hold 2 solids together and then you crochet in long strips. So you do a long strip and then you do another long strip and then you whip stitch it together. So like when you do this one, you're holding the blue and the yellow together, and when you're doing the yellow, you're holding again 2 strands of yellow. So it's very warm, it's very heavy and dense. And I like it, and yeah, I had it wrapped around me yesterday. So it is a good size. I did not make like bed size. It's 6 across and it's 7 down. So it's not quite square. I had plenty of yarn to make it square, but once I saw how wide this was with just the 6, I decided that that was plenty. So it is probably, I'd say it's about 4.5 feet wide by maybe 5 feet long. So it's a good size without being too much. So it's not going on a bed or anything. It's going in my living room to like just wrap around my shoulders or my legs or something while I'm sitting on the computer. So I am happy with it. I will insert a picture so you can see the whole thing, so I'll stick that in. So that's my finished object. Now let's get on to my works in progress. I only have 2 other works in progress. One of them is my mitered square blanket. I'm going to have to look through my yarns upstairs to come up with some more scraps because I'm actually working my way through my scrappy yarn. I have done 9 squares this week, and I'm working on the 10th one. So I'll show you which ones I have done. There's this one and this one. You can see I started with this color, ran out, and I had to put some solid pink in there. but it had pink already, so it looks like it went together. And there's this one, and here. And then I have this little odd one hanging out by itself because I started on the wrong corner. So the rest of them are over here. And then I have one here. Yes, I have one here. And here. And I did not piece this, well, I did piece this together right with this green. This all was one color and then I ran out, so I put some other green in there. And then I've got the one that I'm working on here. So this is number 10. I think I showed them all to you. So it is now, my goal this week was to make it 12 squares across. And I am just about at that point. I have, after I finish the one I'm working on, I have 2 more squares, then I will have it 12 squares across, which will make it about the same size or a little bit bigger than my other one. It'll make it about 3 feet wide, and then I can make it as long as I want. So currently it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Currently it is 8 rows tall and 12 across once I finish these last 2 squares. So here's what it looks like so far. And you can see this is the section I am working on right now. It's filling in this gap right here. So that's my mitered square blanket. Then we have my color work. My color work, I am finished actually, the color work. I am now at just the black. So I will be, I have just a few more rows to go, and then I will be putting on or separating for the sleeves. So this week I have gone from here all the way down here. So let me hold this up close so you can see it. That's what the whole color work looks like. Here's where the collar is. So I have just, I think it's 8 more rows to go before I separate for the sleeves. And the rows at this point are 488 stitches. It takes a long time to go all the way around. But yeah, I am loving this. I'm real happy with the way it's looking. And it is really not as intimidating as it seems like, because you're working with one color or the other the whole time. You're just flipping them back and forth. So that is my color work. Now I did want to tell you the yarn I am using for this again is Hobium. I've had it for quite a while. This is Hobium Kartopu Alpaca Sport, which you can still get. However, you can also get it on ice yarns. It's the same fiber content and everything. So I will put a link to the equivalent of this down in the links below under ice yarns. I will put the equivalent to this, and they have it in quite a few colors. But it's even though it's called alpaca, it is actually a 60% acrylic, 20% wool, and 20% alpaca. It is really soft, and the type of yarn that ice yarn has that is the same fiber mix as this, I'm assuming is just as soft too. But yeah, this is very soft, and it is also washable. I think this is the same as the Kartopu that I made this out of. I think it's the same, but I'm not sure because I don't have any leftover yarn from this. But yeah, it's really nice to work with. It is a sport weight, and which is like baby yarn. You know, not as thin as fingering, not as heavy as worsted, kind of an in-between is what sport weight is. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. And it will be washable. Again, no special treatment, just throw it in the wash. I don't know that I'd put it in the dryer. I've put this one in the dryer, had no problems, but This one, it was okay if it fuzzes up a little bit. This one, I don't want to fuzz up a whole lot because I don't want the pattern to get muddled a little bit. So anyway, those are the projects I'm working on. Now, what is my next crochet project? Well, I talked a while back about making a Christmas tree skirt for my new Christmas tree for next year. So that is going to be my next project, but I have to find a pattern. So I'm asking for your all's help, because if you know of a pattern, please stick it in the comments down below so I can check it out. I am looking for a lacy looking crocheted tree skirt. I have some yarn which I have shown. It's upstairs in the craft cave, which is still a disaster, which is why I'm filming down in my kitchen. And the dog right now is not currently licking out of her doggy bowl, which is really good. Normally she is. But yeah, so I'm looking for a lacy tree skirt pattern to do with some blue sparkly yarn. So if you are aware of a pattern or you find one, please let me know down below so I can go check it out, because so far I haven't found anything that I really like. I know what I've got in my head what I want. I just haven't found it yet. So yeah, let me know if you know of anything. So that is what I am working on. What have you been working on this week? We stopped at Burger King on the way home, dropped our taxes off, and yeah, I'm still drinking my Burger King. So it's Diet Coke. I'm safe. I can do that. So anyway, yes, avoiding the sugar, trying to lose the weight. So I am drinking diet soda, even though it doesn't quite taste the same, but I'm working on it. So yeah, that's what's been going on. Now, acquisitions, I'm still waiting for my Annie's to come in. I ordered some when we had a sale earlier this week. But I also got something else. Now you may be going, what in the world is this? And how is it related to yarn? Actually, it's related to both that and mostly filming. So here's what the issue is. The camera I'm using, which I can't show you because I'm using it to film right now, is actually a camcorder. It's not a regular camera. But I love it. I've only had it a little over a year. It is super easy to use, which is why I like it, because I'm not real tech savvy. It has a zoom ability. It has a fairly decent picture. It has fairly decent sound and is really, really super easy to use. And it wasn't hugely expensive. I think I paid about $70 some for it. Only problem being, I thought it had an autofocus on it. So every time I do the tutorials, it's fuzzy. And I can't do anything to fix it because there's no autofocus on the camera. So I looked at trying to find lenses that would attach to it or screw onto the end of it or something. I could not find anything that was going to work with this camera, but I didn't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars for a camera. I like the one I have, and it's simple, and that's what I need, is simple. So then I had this brainchild idea of getting one of these. This is a magnifying glass, and it even has a little like extra magnifier right here. It also lights up. I'm not going to light it up because I would blind you, but there's two little lights right here. And it has a stand, and you can control how close or how far away you have it. So my thought is, if I work on my tutorial and film the camera down through here, it should help with focus. So that's what I'm going to be trying, plus the fact that it gives me extra lighting without maybe the glare. I'm hoping it will help. But I also got to thinking this would be really good if I'm doing something really tiny, like if I ever get back into cross stitch or anything like that. It's great because I can actually see a little bit closer with what I'm doing. Or if I happen to be sewing and I'm hand sewing or picking out stitches, because I tend to need to rip out half of what I sew. So I think it'll be handy. And it even has this little gauge thing. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but this has like a ruler markings on it, so you can actually check gauge against it. So yeah, altogether pretty handy. And I will hold this up with the camera and let's see how it works, because I'm just gonna, here's what it's gonna look like. And if I put my work right here, that's what it's now going to film like. So I think it's going to be much clearer than what it was before, because this, without it, this is what it looks like. With it, there you go. You can actually see a lot more stitch definition. So I'm hoping that's going to be a solution, because it was my cheapest solution short of buying another camera. And most of the cameras that I was looking at were going to run almost $700, and I can't do that. Yeah. So yeah, I like my cheap little $70 camera, and I don't want to change to another one. So I hope this is going to be the solution. So this is my acquisitions for this week. Now it's time for... Now in our Come and Get It section, there are several sales that are going to be going on. A lot of times lately I haven't known ahead of time, but there are several that are going on, so I will pass those on. And of course, anything that pops up in the meantime, I will let you know. Lion Brand is having a weekend sale. I'm getting my notes out because I can't read them that far away. Lion Brand is having a weekend sale. The sale will be ending on Sunday. So if you're watching this on Saturday, which is the earliest you could possibly be watching it, it's going to be ending on Sunday, I think at midnight. I'm not positive, but it is 30% off Lion Brand kits. Now this does not include kits that use yarn other than Lion Brand. Lion Brand does carry kits that use yarn that are not, I didn't know this, but they do carry apparently kits that are made with other luxury yarns that are not Lion Brand yarn. So those are not included in the 30% off. It's strictly for kits that use Lion Brand yarn. And a kit means you're getting the pattern and the yarn. So for 30% off, you do need to use a coupon code, and that is Kit Sale 30. So again, that runs through Sunday. Knit Picks. I have been seriously debating about this, but then I decided, I talked myself out of it. They are having a 20% storage solution sale. Now, when I say storage solutions, they're talking tote bags for carrying your projects, cases for crochet hooks, cases for knitting needles, cases for interchangeable needles. I was seriously looking at one for interchangeable needles. I have one interchangeable needle set, and it's in a really pretty box, and I want it, and I like the needles. They are actually the ones that I am knitting with currently. They are Carbon's Box of Joy. However, as pretty as the box looks, it's just a little cumbersome. It takes up a lot of space, and you know, it's a very pretty presentation box, but it's not real practical for using. So my thought at first was maybe I should order a small vinyl case where I can put all the parts in it and keep them all together. So part of me is still debating on that. Part of me is going, you have a needle case where you keep all your other needles. Why wouldn't you just unscrew all your needles and put them in so you have everything together in one spot? So I don't know if I'll talk myself out of it or not yet. But anyway, they are running, like I said, a 20% off on storage solutions. You don't need a coupon code or anything. It's just right there. So they do have that running. Annie's, apparently March is National Craft Month. Who knew? Anyway, Annie's is running a sale all month long on shipping. It is $1.99 flat shipping within the US on orders over $15. You do need to use a coupon code CRAFTMO. So I guess it's supposed to be Craft Month, but they probably couldn't fit it all in the coupon code. So it is CRAFTMO. And they also now have their spring collection of crochet and knitting patterns out. I think they're mostly crochet patterns, and I was looking at them, and there's a couple really pretty t-shirts in there. So I might be scoping those out a little bit. So that is over at Annie's, and like I said, that sale's running until March 31st. Amazon. If you want to make your own little scrappy blanket, but you don't have mine is made with fingering weight yarn, but you can make it with any weight yarn you would like to. If you want to make it with worsted weight yarn, you can use all your leftover scraps. If you do make it with worsted weight yarn, go up to a US 7 or 8 size needle, because I am knitting these on a US 6, which is a 4mm. So you're going to want to go up in size if you up the weight of the yarn. And I am doing this based on 35 stitches. So if you took it up to worsted weight, if you do 35 stitches, you're going to have bigger squares than mine, and my squares are roughly 3 inches square. So if you don't mind something closer to 4 inches, then you're fine with the stitch count. But if you want it to be smaller, then just take the stitch count down, as long as it's a odd number. So you probably want to go like 29 or 31 stitches, somewhere around that. But anyway, back to what I was talking about. Amazon has little sets of mini skeins from several different companies. They are, I believe, worsted weight. I'm not positive. I didn't look at all of them. So if you want to make your own scrappy blanket and you need some extra scraps, there you go. I'll put the link down below for that, and I'll also put the link for this over on Amazon so you can check them out. Also over on Amazon is my favorites page, which is the crochet hooks I use, the knitting needles I use, all that kind of stuff. I have a little Amazon shop if you want to check out things that I like and would recommend. So I'll put those in the link, and then I will put the link in for the Ice Yarns version of Kartopu from Hobium. So I'll put the link to that. Now the price, Ice Yarns, it's called Alpaca Active, and again it's the same fiber content as the yarn from Hobium, and it runs $2.50 per skein, and they come in a 4 skein pack, so it's $9.99 and you get 4 skeins of yarn. And I think the yardage is close to the same. I'm trying to see if this has the yardage on it. I'll put the yardage down below. I'll let you know what the yardage is on it. And it is a sport weight. So, yeah, and also over on Ice Yarns, they run daily deals, which are everyday little flash sales that they have going on. So you can, again, check that out in the link if you want to check out their daily deals. I looked at it today and it was more like fuzzy, fluffy type of yarn, which is not what I'm into. And over on Lovecrafts, this is the last sale that I'm aware of at the current time. On Lovecrafts, they have 30% off of their best-selling yarns. Now, this ends on the 7th of March, which is Sunday at midnight. But yes, 30% off of their best-selling yarns. So these are going to be their more popular stuff. So that is what I have got for today. And Wednesday's video is going to be a tutorial using my new little toy on how to separate for the sleeves. So if you're interested in doing not just color work, but if you're interested in doing like a sweater like this, which was a free pattern, actually this is a free pattern too. Guess I should tell you what this is. This is Pearls de Nord by Drops Design. And again, this is the Flax Light by Tin Can Knits. But a lot of sweaters are constructed top down and you separate for the sleeves. They're not sewn on later afterwards. So I am going to be doing a tutorial. So it will work for not just this sweater, but any sweater that is constructed the same way. So that will be Wednesday's tutorial. And I know my knit crate has been shipped. This is February's knit crate because it got stuck on at the airport down in, I believe, Peru or somewhere in South America, and it's going to be on its way. So whenever that pops up, I will be doing a yarn unboxing whenever I get it. So I will see you all again Wednesday. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you again later. Bye, everybody.